Thank you. Thank you very much. Today's topic is aligning with your ideal client. Gina Knelepp, a native Bay Area resident, has now lived in San Francisco for several years. After healing 40 years of her own illness, including depression, anxiety, chronic migraines, fibromyalgia, thyroid dysfunction, and IBS, Gina is now helping women live a life they love living. This topic has helped her business grow in a direction that is aligned with her personal values and that is highly rewarding. She loves her clients and feels authentic about her work with them. Please help me welcome Gina Knelepp.
Being with you all. So I'm here today to talk about aligning with your ideal client, because when I first started out in my business, I kind of found myself looking around at what my colleagues were doing and thinking that I needed to be doing what they were doing. How many of you have had that experience of looking around and going, oh, they're doing social media, I need to do that too, or they're sending these emails out, I need to do that too. And so I really kind of struggled in the beginning to get connected with the people who I really loved working with. And it took me a while to figure it out. But I want to share with you kind of one of the tactics that I use to align with my ideal clients. Once I figured out who it was that I loved working with, I was able to start creating a business around that. And what's happened for me, and this has happened in the last few months really, is that my business has expanded exponentially. I went from doing these group programs where there were 5 or 10 people, and now I had one that I just finished up that had 60 people. And so it's a direct reflection of me kind of figuring things out and being able to speak to my ideal client in a way that resonates with them. So the way that I talk to these people is just really from the heart. And because I'm being authentic and true to myself, the people who kind of resonate with my message kind of find me. They come out of the woodwork, and it's a beautiful thing. So I want to share that with you, that there's some ways that we can work with this. So 1 second, because I have to flip my page here. And I've only got the one hand. This table for my staging area. Okay, so I want to share with you about writing amazing, powerful copy that you can use on your website, in your newsletters, anywhere that you are writing something for your business, so that your message can be authentic and true to you, so that you will align with your ideal clients. How many of you have a website? Great, lots of them. And how many of you write a newsletter? Do you? Yeah? Okay, good. And how about, are there people in here who use social media to talk about their business? A few of those? All right. And if you've got some other things that you do regularly, why don't you just shout it out? Anybody?
Blog.
What was that?
Blog. Blogging.
Excellent. Yeah. Anybody write an article for like another organization or something like that? Yeah? Okay, cool. So see, there's a lot of different ways that we can share our message with the world. And as we're sharing our message with the world, we want our ideal clients to kind of respond to that so that they know that they have a good connection with us. So the first step in writing really powerful and amazing copy that will attract your ideal clients is to set your intention. Before you sit down and start to write anything, set your intention. You want to get into a space where you are really aligning with your higher self. How many here subscribe to the philosophy that energy is everything? Awesome. Okay, so that goes for everything that you write as well. So energy is everything. Energy goes into the words that you put down on paper or that you write into your computer. And setting some space for yourself to really align with your intention and what it is that you want to create with your mission, with your work, whatever it is, set aside some time to really sit and something that I do for myself is I go into my office and I have a candle that I light, and it kind of helps me to just kind of zone in, and that way I can have some space to really set my intention for what I want to move forward with, way before I start actually thinking about what it is that I want to say. So, because you're really not in this all by yourself. There's a higher source that will divinely guide you if you allow it to. And so setting in your intention is the first and most powerful step that you can take on this pathway to aligning with your ideal client. And the next thing, the second step, is to know who you're writing to. Who is it that you're writing to? So your ideal client is somebody who you have feelings for. It's somebody who you really kind of love. And yeah, I just said love. You should love your clients, right? How many of you in here love your clients? Awesome. Awesome. So I came to the right place to talk about love. So it's really important to know exactly who you're writing to, and you can pick really your best client and know that that is the person who you're writing this message to. So your best client might be somebody who follows everything that you do, refers people to you without you having to ask. They hang on your every word. They buy from you every time you offer something new. So this is the kind of person that I'm talking about. Somebody who believes in your mission. Somebody who believes in what you're doing in your business and what you're doing in the world. So you want to keep this person in mind. And if you're making notes, maybe write down who is it that you're thinking of right now, because I'm sure that somebody popped into your head. Oh yeah, Joe's the best. He's so awesome. He always tells people about what I do, and he is just so supportive. What a great client that is. So you would want to write to Joe. Write like you're writing a personal message to Joe. And what would you say to Joe to inspire him and to make him feel connected, like he is understood by you, that you understand what his challenges are and help him to believe that things are possible for him. So speak in the voice that is authentic to you, and that will relate to people like Joe. Because obviously, you're being authentic with Joe, and he's responding to who you really are. So just write like you're writing to that one person. And when you put your message out there, and in all the ways that you put your message out there, you're designing the copy that goes onto your website, into your newsletter, into your blog, all of these different things. It can even be if you make video for your website. This is another place where your message is getting out into the world, and it's important to be authentic and true to yourself so that people who are really attracted to working with you will come out of the woodwork and find you. So the third step is to clearly define your objective. So what is it that you want? So say you're writing an email newsletter that's going to go out. So what's the objective that you want for that particular letter? Are you selling something? Do you want them to buy from you? Are you just trying to build rapport with people? Are you asking them to comment on your blog and share their comments with other people who've been reading your blog? What is it that your objective is? So you need to be really clear on that before you step forth in designing your message. And the fourth step is to write from your heart. It's like what I was talking about a few minutes ago, in really crafting a message that is to this one person who you really feel a lot of love for. And write from your heart and be as true as possible to what it is that's important to you and how you can inspire other people to be a part of your mission in the world. Because one of the things that I've really discovered is that being an entrepreneur is the fastest path to self-growth. Anyone else believe that?
Oh yeah.
Right. So when you set out in the world and you say, this is me, I'm hanging my shingle, I do this thing, I'm really good at it, how is it that people find you? It's really important that they connect with that true mission that is important to you, because that way your work is not work, it's just living, right? And don't we just want to live and be happy? Yeah. So what if your career is your passion, and that could be what you do every day, and that's what it should be. And so I like to inspire people to really be audacious and dare to thrive. And dare to thrive in everything that they do. So that means in your business, in your relationships, in how you nourish yourself, every aspect of your life. So in how you craft a message to your clients, this aspect of thriving should be in there. So I did create little handouts, and they're going to be at the back table. So if you want to walk through this 4-step method of crafting your authentic copy, your authentic message that aligns with your ideal clients, it's going to be on the back table, and I would encourage you to grab that. And I put a sample email, and the email that I have in there is something that is queued up and it's ready to go out pretty soon. But it's kind of a long message, so there are different ways to craft a message. You can do a quick message that links to your website, or you can do a long message that when you see this one, and it's geared toward women, so men in here have some patience when you read through it. It's a little girly. But it might be helpful to you in kind of getting a sense of what I'm talking about a little bit further, having an example of what I'm talking about with this specific email message. But I wonder if anybody has questions. I always love when I get a chance to speak with a group of people. I love to be in conversation with you, because that's really where the magic happens, to be able to answer questions and find out what's going on for you. Does anybody have any burning questions right at the moment? Yes?
So I'm thinking about a letter from the heart that is general enough. In this area, it might be a little difficult because you have so many cultures, and if you write in a certain way that might appeal to Americans, it might sound very kind of too sweet and not natural to an Israeli, for example. So how would you do something that is general from the heart and yet
that's a really good question. I always recommend narrowing your niche, not having too broad of a message. You don't want to be super general, because when you're super general, you can't speak to that one person. You can't speak to that person and really make a connection. So there's a great value in narrowing your niche. Who is it that I really want to connect with? And the truth is that when that's your message is passionate like that, other people will find you. Other people will definitely work with you. You don't have to feel like you're alienating anyone, but that authenticity shines through. And just that energy you're creating by being authentic is attractive to people. So that would be my answer, is to really not try to have a very broad message. To really kind of pick like one group of people who you're specifically trying to connect with. Yes?
Is your ideal client someone in a similar age range to who you are? Would that be a...
That's one way to narrow it down, but I mean you could narrow it all the way down to the nth degree. So kind of something that I have done in my own business is, as I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with my narrowed niche, I narrow it again. And then I narrow it again. And then I narrow it again. So I think it's a process. It takes time. Unless you really are specific and you know exactly who it is that you want to connect with, like from day one. Most people, it takes time to kind of work that out. As you work with your clients, you can start to step back and reflect, okay, so who did I work with in the last 6 months, or who did I work with last year? And who did I really enjoy having that experience with? And look and see, is there a pattern that's evolving and emerging between the clients that you have really loved working with? So that should give you some information. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Great. Anyone else?
One more.
Yes.
Marketing has been like a big push for so many years, and a lot's coming out. It seems like it's a pull now. Do you think that that's the case? You try to attract people to you rather than go and chase people down?
Yeah. Attracting instead of chasing people down. Marketing should be effortless and easy. Doesn't that sound good? If it was effortless and easy. Well, it is. It can be. Particularly when you just kind of step back and say, all right, I'm just gonna be authentic. I'm just gonna say what's from my heart. I'm not gonna say what I think people want to hear. Because you know what? You're guessing. You're guessing. And what is guessing gonna get you? All over the place. So one of the things that you can do when you find that you're thinking a lot and you feel like you're trying to make a guess at what's that message, go to those best clients that you've worked with and literally survey them. Ask them for feedback that will give you some sense of what is it that they're looking for next. It's one of the most powerful questions that you can ask an existing client. What are you looking for next? And it's something that's helped me a lot to continue to offer things that are wanted by people and that also align with me. So you can get a sense by surveying your client base what it is that they're interested in. And you know enough about your clients to know what other kinds of questions you can ask them that will give you the kinds of responses that you want and need in order to create services or products or programs or whatever it is that you do in a way that resonates with them. And then, yes, you're attracting more of them in that process. More questions? Yes?
Okay, we talked about goods, products, and services that we may be offering as a way to generate sales and customers, clients, whatever. So if we set aside products because we may not be representing, particular products. So let's say that we're offering services, and those services can be in the form of coaching or education or transferring knowledge or in some way helping someone with whatever they're doing. So, how do you really pinpoint what it is, if you're a coach, how you are actually creating a viable business model and attracting people?
Right. Well, it's interesting. It's a great question. Yeah. I have a philosophy about that if you believe in it and you're passionate about it, whatever it is, you can turn it into a business. People will be attracted to your passion and whatever it is that your mission is that you set for yourself. And so if you have a coaching business, sharing with people like what you want for them, right? So if you're a coach, you must have something specific that you desire for people to experience in their life. And it's highly likely that it's because you experienced that too. And you want everybody to have that experience like you had because it flippin' changed your life, right? So that is something to be passionate and have an authentic message around. And by you sharing that message about how you are inspired to share this with them and help them to get what you got, and help them